When you haven't got a lot of time to craft and you pick up an envelope that's stuck closed, what do? You watch Donna on Junk Journal Ideas for Creativity. How many times have you gone through your envelopes, especially the old ones, only to find that the old style gum flaps have sealed closed? You can try and open them, but they get damaged in the process. Every single one of these is sealed closed. I'm never going to be able to lift that up. So here's a solution to use these old sealed envelopes. It's pretty easy. You'll be able to make this so quick and then glue it into your journal as a double pocket. So I'm going to show you how quick it is to make. So this one here is completely sealed closed. So I'll use this one here. I'm going to give you a suggestion for the papers that I use to make this one. These are the centerfolds out of magazines. So if you've got any of the magazines that have these, the Daphne's Diary have them as well, you can use something like this. It's double-sided. On this side, it's got the floral pattern, and then it's got the green butterflies on this side. And below it, the floral again, and on the opposite side, it's got that. So it depends on the pull-out as to how they've got this going. This would look really nice in this envelope as well. So I'm just going to use this one here. I only need one sheet to make this envelope. So I'm going to use my envelope as my main pattern, and I'm going to trace around my envelope as the full size. I'm going to cut it out so that it's got a border around it. So this floral piece is going to be where this blue bit is. So I'm going to cut it out smaller. So I'm going to make it 1/4 inch smaller. So I'm going to cut there. So this line here, I'm going to come in 1/4 inch smaller as well. And it's only approximately. And then I'm going to cut that off to separate those two colours. This is called a mat. That's what a mat is when you're covering up your background. Now the next step is to cut the top off your envelope. And that's opened that up. And just distress ink along the bottom and the sides. Don't need to do the back because we're going to glue that down. Doesn't matter that I've messed that up because I'm going to cover it. Now I'm just going to cut following the shape of the envelope here. So you've got that nice shape. It's up to you how you follow that shape there. Now I'm going to put this inside the envelope. So at the moment it's a bit shorter, so I'm going to bring it up level with the top, and then I'm going to trace that shape there onto that one. I'm also going to put some distress ink on the edge of that, because you're going to see that little bit there. You won't see that glued down piece. If your envelope starts to come away here like that, just put a little spot of glue on there to hold that down. Cut this out and cut it on the line to start with, and then have a look at it to see whether or not you need to trim it back some. And that turns out perfect. And that is because we lifted it up to there to start with. So rub away your pencil line and distress ink the edges of your mat. And then glue that down. I'm using the Barely Art glue. If your glue squashes out the edge, you've used too much. Right, now for the second piece, you don't have to use the whole size of your envelope. You could if you wanted to, but you're just going to waste that much paper. So I'm going to measure it so that it only goes to there. So I'm going to put my envelope on the side of that cut paper. I'm going to cut it a smidget narrower than that line, but cut it on the line at the top. And that, cutting it that much smaller, is just going to make it fit into my envelope. If I cut it the perfect size to my envelope, it's going to be too hard to get it in. So you can see there that you can't even tell that I've cut that little bit off. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Distress ink across the top and a tiny bit at the sides in case you can see it if you open up the envelope. You can glue this piece before you slide it in. I find it easier to slide it into place first, roughly where I want it. I'm only going to have a very, like a really little border on the top here. Then I lift it up and squiggle some glue under there and flatten that down. That's not going to come out. So the two colours look perfect together. But how quick and easy was that? You could put it that way. Yeah, this one would look good here. So I'll glue this one down here. So I'm just going to put a thin strip of glue down the sides and across the bottom. So I've got a top opening pocket. Again, no glue coming out the sides because I haven't overused my glue, and I put my glue a little tiny bit away from the edge. Sit that in there. That looks so sweet. And also have it sticking out the top like that. Now, variation to this pocket would be to cut it off a little bit shorter at the top here, so it's not as high, and then instead of just cutting the front off, cut all the way through both so that you've got an envelope shaped pocket, and then just cover that with the mat at the front however you like. And that's where your masterboard style mat would look good. And this way looks really cool. So this is a great way to rescue your envelopes. And then once you've got it where you want it, you could go ahead and embellish this anyhow you like. Let me know in the chat what you do with your stuck closed envelopes. I'm sure everybody who reads the comments would love to know your tips. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.